Welcome to our show, Hong Kong Brief. Today, we've got some compelling stories to share with you. First up, we delve into the heart-wrenching yet inspiring tale of Eddie Chow, a Hong Kong father who lost his daughter Chow Ting-yu after complications during surgery. He's now channeling his grief into helping other families dealing with medical malpractice and supporting children with cancer through Hong Kong Caring Power. It's a powerful reminder of turning personal tragedy into community strength. Next, we turn our attention to Australia, where the recent withdrawal of the Golden Visa scheme and tighter immigration policies are expected to impact the luxury home market. Real estate agents are already bracing for a dip in high-end home sales, with fewer foreign buyers and students entering the market. This could have long-term effects on property investments and leasing opportunities in the country. Lastly, the Hong Kong Institute of Engineers, HKIE, has launched a task force to rehabilitate young engineers convicted over the 2019 protests. This initiative aims to help these individuals regain their professional standing and access new opportunities, showing a path of reconciliation and second chances. It's a significant move towards healing and moving forward. Please stay tuned for more details on these stories. South China Morning Post. Hong Konger Eddie Chow used to spend Father's Day visiting his daughter Ting-yu in the hospital, gently stroking her cheek and sharing family stories as she lay in a vegetative state. Tragically, after Ting-yu passed away in March at just 8 years old, Chow now commemorates the day with a simple meal with his wife and son before visiting her urn. Ting-yu's life was a battle against rhabdomyosarcoma, a rare cancer diagnosed at age 4. A delayed blood transfusion during a critical surgery in 2020 left her in a vegetative state, leading to a legal battle against the hospital authority, which settled last year. Chow, once an online business owner, now channels his grief by volunteering with Hong Kong Caring Power, assisting elderly people without families and supporting bereaved parents. He recalls offering solace to the parents of little Suet Yi, a 1-year-old with brain damage from alleged abuse, connecting them with legal and legislative help. Chow's journey through medical records and legal battles has been exhausting, but he has emerged with a renewed focus on happiness and resilience, especially for his autistic son, Marcus. He teaches Marcus that life's unpredictability is like a game of Go, where one must adapt to unexpected moves. Despite the pain of losing Ting-yu, Chow finds solace in the belief that she is now free from suffering. South China Morning Post. Rebecca Li, a 24-year-old from China's Shandong province, is among the 8.2 million foreign-born residents in Australia who significantly influence the luxury property market. However, this dynamic is shifting as Canberra's withdrawal of the Golden Visa scheme and plans to cap migrant and foreign student intake threaten to impact high-end home sales. Lee, who owns a 2-bedroom home in Sydney purchased by her parents during her university years, now faces challenges in finding tenants due to a shrinking pool of foreign renters amidst rising rental costs. The National Australia Bank reports a decline in foreign buyers, with the first quarter of the year seeing a lower share of home sales compared to the previous quarter. The end of the Golden Visa, which offered residency in exchange for substantial investments, predominantly attracted Chinese nationals. With its cancellation, demand for luxury properties is expected to drop significantly. Peter Lee of Plus Agency and Daniel Ho of Juway IQI foresee a decline in high-end home demand and new developments, though some hope non-Asian buyers might fill the gap. Ken Jacobs, a luxury property agent, notes that lifestyle and investment returns still attract European and U.S. buyers, potentially offsetting the reduction in Chinese investors. South China Morning Post. The Hong Kong Institute of Engineers, HKIE, has launched a task force to support young members convicted during the 2019 protests, aiming for reconciliation and rehabilitation. Singh, an aspiring engineer convicted for his involvement in the unrest, struggled to find employment post-release until he received help from Project Change, an NGO assisting young people arrested during the protests. The HKIE task force, which includes lawmaker Gary Zhang Xinyu and senior engineers, helps these individuals regain membership, access learning opportunities, and reapply for travel permits. Tang Weitak, the task force chairman, likens their role to training wheels on a bicycle, supporting members until they can manage independently. Barry Lee Chihong, HKIE president, emphasizes the importance of offering a second chance, reflecting a societal shift towards economic development and construction. Singh, who received a reprimand but retained his membership, is now on track to achieve his professional qualifications. Project Change has assisted around 170 young people, with its efforts supported by the Police and Correctional Services Department. Professor Sung-Yun Wing, the NGO's founder, hopes for a future where civil society and government policies can seamlessly integrate those affected by the 2019 incidents, reducing the need for such initiatives. Singh's story serves as a beacon of hope for other professionals facing similar challenges, proving that with effort, there is a path back to their careers. Telegraph. In a series of letters to the editor, long-term Conservative Party members express their dismay at what they perceive as the current government's incompetence and the betrayal of traditional conservative values by Blairite influences. David Bowen from Lyme Regis voices his eagerness to see the back of the current government and hopes for a new, invigorated Conservative Party led by competent MPs like Penny Mordaunt and Nigel Farage. Simon Ward from Bognor Regis believes enduring a Labour government might be necessary for the Conservatives' redemption. Dr. Tony Parker from Ringmere laments that lifelong Conservatives are moving to Reform UK due to the party's subversion by the One Nation clique. Penny Scott from Neston humorously hopes the popularity of Reform UK might save the name Nigel from extinction. Tim Pope from Weybridge supports Reform UK but opposes proportional representation, fearing it leads to ineffective coalition governments. South China Morning Post. The story of Nathan Trott, a Bermudian footballer, highlights the stark contrast between the opportunities available to young athletes in Bermuda and Hong Kong. Trott, who recently signed a 2-year contract extension with West Ham United, benefited from early access to facilities and inspiration from Bermudians who succeeded in English football. Despite facing challenges, including a temporary return to Bermuda, Trott's determination and support from his family and coaches propelled him to success. In contrast, Hong Kong's young footballers struggle with limited training facilities and a lack of role models in major leagues. Promising talents like Jesse Yu Joyin and Ellison Sang Ehang often abandon top-level football aspirations to pursue education abroad, highlighting the need for better support and infrastructure for aspiring athletes in Hong Kong. South China Morning Post. A journey from Hong Kong to Chiang Mai showcases the benefits and gaps in China's Belt and Road Initiative. The high-speed train from Hong Kong to Kunming exemplifies China's impressive infrastructure development, making long-distance travel efficient and comfortable. However, the journey through Laos reveals the stark contrast in infrastructure quality. While the Chinese-built Laos-China Railway offers a smooth ride, the road journey through Laos highlights the lack of development, with bumpy roads and minimal traffic infrastructure. The trip underscores the transformative impact of the Belt and Road Initiative in some regions, while also revealing the challenges and limitations in less developed areas of Southeast Asia. The journey concludes in Chiang Mai, where the author reflects on the adventure and the mixed progress of the Belt and Road Initiative. BBC, I Feel Broken. Inside the mind of the woman who ran 1,000 kilometers in 12 days. Natalie Dow, a 52-year-old ultrarunner, embarked on a grueling 1,000 kilometers journey from Thailand to Singapore, covering at least 84 kilometers daily to complete the run in 12 days. Her voice messages to the BBC reveal the physical and mental toll of the endeavor, from sunburns and infections to the sheer exhaustion of running 2 marathons a day. Despite these challenges, Natalie persevered, driven by a desire to push her limits and inspire others, particularly women. her run, named Project 1000, raised about 50,000 Singapore dollars for a charity supporting girls and women in sports. Natalie emphasizes the raw, almost superhuman nature of ultrarunning, a sport that demands immense resilience and mental fortitude. South China Morning Post: is Simon Yam Hong Kong's most fearless actor? Triads, gigolos, killers, he played them all. Simon Yam Tat Wah, a prolific Hong Kong actor with around 240 films to his name since 1975, is renowned for his versatility and fearless approach to diverse roles. From playing triad criminals in the 1990s to starring in romantic comedies and serious dramas, Yam's career reflects his commitment to acting and financial pragmatism. Despite often taking on roles in low-quality films controlled by triads, the Asian financial crisis in 1998 led him to more substantial projects with better scripts and directors. Yam's work in films like Echoes of the Rainbow and A Light Never Goes Out showcases his dramatic talent, while his willingness to star in Category 3 adult films highlights his boldness. Yam's enduring appeal lies in his expressive face, magnetic screen presence, and dedication to his craft, making him a significant figure in Hong Kong cinema. Yahoo US, junk bonds from Asia beat most everything else, Credit Weekly. Asian junk dollar bonds have outperformed nearly all other debt markets this year, returning 9.8% year-to-date compared to about 3% for global speculative peers. This surge is partly due to a rebound in Chinese junk debt, as Beijing supports measures to revive the property market. Despite global high inflation and stable interest rates, speculative-grade Asian bonds, particularly those from China, have rallied after record defaults by property developers. Money managers like T. Rowe Price and UBS Asset Management see continued appeal in Asian high-yield debt, citing attractive yields and a positive growth outlook for China and India. However, challenges remain, such as the need for further intervention in China's housing market and ongoing economic struggles in Pakistan. Investors still find value in Asian junk bonds, especially as a source of income in a higher-for-longer interest rate environment. South China Morning Post: the vice-chairman of Hong Kong's premier cultural hub, Bernard Chan, has expressed optimism about reaching a deal with the government to address the West Kowloon Arts District's financial crisis. He mentioned that some planned infrastructures might be delayed to balance the books, as cultural institutions are generally unprofitable. Chan's comments came during a media tour promoting the Greater Bay Area, a Beijing initiative aimed at transforming Hong Kong, Macau, and 9 Guangdong cities into a high-tech economic powerhouse by 2035. The district's chairman, Henry Tang, had previously warned that without a decision on the proposed funding plan by August, the hub might have to reduce its operating days. The authority is considering selling part of its 40 hectares to raise funds. Chan explained that the financial troubles were due to a cash flow mismatch and that the hub's finances would improve with future commercial projects. He added that cultural institutions worldwide require support and emphasized the importance of continuing the development despite financial pressures. South China Morning Post: Manchester United is set to upgrade its Carrington training facilities with a £50 million, $64 million, redevelopment led by Foster Plus Partners, the architects behind Hong Kong's HSBC building. The project aims to create a world-class environment to support the club's future success, as recent reviews showed that the current facilities had fallen below those of competitors. The work, which will last throughout the 2024-25 season, will include refurbishments to accommodate players and staff temporarily. Norman Foster, a renowned architect, expressed pride in taking on the project, highlighting the design's reflection of Manchester and Manchester United's spirit of industry, grit, and ambition. The review also identified issues at Old Trafford, with the club's co-owner Jim Ratcliffe exploring options to either redevelop the stadium or build a new one. Despite recent backroom staff changes, manager Erik ten Hag will remain in his post after leading the team to an FA Cup final victory against Manchester City. South China Morning Post. Cathay Pacific Airways passengers will benefit from a 22% reduction in fuel surcharges for most tickets issued in Hong Kong starting next month. The one-way surcharge for long-haul flights to destinations like Australia, Europe, and the United States will drop from 923 Hong Kong dollars, 118 US dollars, to 719 Hong Kong dollars. For flights to India and Bangladesh, the fee will decrease from 440 Hong Kong dollars to 343 Hong Kong dollars, and for other short-haul flights, it will go from 207 Hong Kong dollars to 161 Hong Kong dollars. These adjustments, reflecting recent fuel price trends, will not apply to flights originating from mainland China, Japan, and the Philippines. The changes follow a previous update in January when the surcharge for long-haul flights was reduced from 1,127 Hong Kong dollars to 923 Hong Kong dollars. Cathay's budget airline, HK Express, and other local carriers like Hong Kong Airlines and Greater Bay Area Airlines have yet to announce their new surcharge rates for July. The city had lifted regulations on passenger fuel surcharges in 2018 and will deregulate the cargo fuel surcharge starting next January. South China Morning Post reports that a tragic incident occurred in Hong Kong when a 92-year-old passenger, surnamed Yu, was found unconscious on a residential estate shuttle bus and later declared dead. The elderly man was discovered slumped in his seat after the bus made an abrupt stop on Tin Lung Road, and despite being rushed to Tin Shui Wai Hospital, he was pronounced dead at 11:15 a.m. The driver of the bus, a 64-year-old man surnamed Feng, was arrested for careless driving. Police have urged witnesses or anyone with information to come forward as they continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding the incident. In another report by South China Morning Post, Hong Kong authorities cancelled a planned 10-minute fireworks display in Victoria Harbour meant to celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival due to poor weather conditions. The cancellation was announced shortly before the 8 p.m. start time on Saturday, following the city's weather forecaster issuing the third amber rainstorm warning of the day. The pyrotechnics show was part of broader efforts by the tourism board to attract more visitors to the city during the Tuning Festival. Further details on the cancellation and any potential rescheduling have yet to be disclosed. The Globe and Mail highlights the decline of Toronto's public spaces, focusing on Clarence Square, a historic Victorian park now marred by neglect and disrepair. Surrounded by modern high-rises, the square is a shadow of its former self, with a broken fountain, overgrown weeds, and a gravel dog park disrupting its symmetry. The park also hosts a homeless encampment, adding to its dilapidated state. Despite city efforts to rejuvenate nearby areas like Victoria Memorial Square and Wellington Street, Clarence Square remains neglected, reflecting a broader issue of inadequate maintenance of public spaces in a rapidly evolving city. The contrast between the booming Kingspadina area and the deteriorating park underscores the city's struggle to balance development with the upkeep of its historical and communal sites. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6-do brief via email.
Turn on the TV screen, see the world unseen. China's on the news tonight, history in the spotlight. Scroll through my phone again, find out where to begin. Stories from the east to west, learning from the very best. News in China every day, learning in a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Ancient tales in modern times, mountains high and river rhymes. Culture rich in every town, golden driving never down. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end. Connecting hearts through every word, China's story always first. News in China every day, learning a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end. Connecting hearts through every word, China's story